So everybody wants to know it. Can Joe Biden win against Trump? So I think we can start pretty self-assuredly by giving Delaware to Biden. We can't do the same for Trump, obviously, because New York will remain a Democrat hold. And in fact, let's just throw all those Democrat holds on right now. All right, nothing really contentious here to argue for Democrats, except maybe Washington, but their rogue electors kind of determine whatever, really, so it doesn't matter what party wins in Washington. Same, too, for Colorado, which recently donated its vote away to the Federation, so it's no longer relevant in terms of the presidential election. It's essentially like one of the territories again. Well, since we're here, let's go on and give the Republicans all their holds as well. So everything left now is, in theory, a battleground state, although Colorado will likely go Democrat, regardless of the fact that it's donating its vote away. With Biden on the ticket, the hopes of the progressive Democrats to reunite and create a new solid South with Mississippi, Georgia, and North Carolina are going to be pretty much off the table. I think only Nova is going to be able to hold Virginia in the Democratic column, but certainly the military families of North Carolina, Georgia's rural regions outpacing metro Atlanta, and Mississippi is still lagging out there in third place in terms of shift capability, but we'll see. But not this time. I'll go in so far as to say that the panhandle of Florida and rural Florida will continue to go for Trump, as well as retirees, especially with the reduction of taxes. Biden's biggest shot is probably in Pennsylvania, and for the purposes of argument, let's give it to him to see how close that would bring him. That would be 230, and he'd also, I would imagine, be able to follow this Rust Belt extension into Ohio, but I imagine the enthusiasm at that point would thaw as you go into the Ohio Valley, extending into Missouri with Trump as well. And I also think that though he'll probably win the caucus, Trump would likely win the state of Iowa. Biden's far too moderate on border issues, which would be the only thing that would drive a progressive activist movement in Arizona, especially on border things, which is why Texas is not in play. They'll definitely stay in the Republican column because of the lack of concern Biden will show for the topic in general. Things will likely be close in Nevada, but I do think it will stay Democratic. It was just over the line last time. And let's go on and stop entertaining the electoral idea. We do know that they will cast votes for whoever they want, but it will be Democrat till then, which brings us to 248. Although Biden's mid-Atlantic, he has appeal to New England, which I think, especially with Bernie's support after he drops out, that'll be a contentious race. But I imagine with his support, he'll be able to pick up New Hampshire, as well as that 2nd congressional district in Maine, which brings us down to Michigan and Wisconsin. We know how close it was in Michigan the last time out. Only 10,000 votes gave Trump essentially the lead. He won without it, but it was very close, and he seems to need it more this time. Let's say, for the sake of argument, like we did with Pennsylvania, that Biden gets Michigan, which will bring him up to 264, and then what comes down to Wisconsin, well, I think ignored once again, as the Democratic focus will be on restoring Michigan into their column, that Wisconsin will once again be forgotten, giving Trump the win. Please be sure to let me know, as usual, how wrong I am in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend.